Close your eyes and picture this scenario. You have a son or daughter who just turned 16. They just got their driver's license and are super excited for their first car. You only have a strict budget of $3,000, which shouldn't be a problem because you only need to get a car that will get them to and from school and to and from work. Now, picture a car in this price range. It probably has well over 200,000 miles. It most likely has some sort of mechanical issues, dents, scratches, the whole 9 yards. It's probably 10 years old. It doesn't look particularly safe, but hey, it'll get them around, right? What if I told you that for $3,000 you could find a car that gives you more bang for your buck? A lot more. Enter this 2011 Mazda 3. This one's mine, and it's valued currently at the time of filming right around $3,000. A standard Mazda 3 of this year comes with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that produces around 140 horsepower. This one, however, has a sport package, and it comes with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine, which produces around 160-165 horsepower from the factory. Mated to a 6-speed manual transmission, it is a fun car to drive. It also has just enough power and torque in the city to feel really zippy to get in and out of traffic and get you where you need to go very efficiently.
So you may be asking yourself, what do you get for $3,000? $3,000 for a car isn't a lot of money to some people. But what do you get? Well, with this car, you get extreme Japanese reliability. In the 2 years I've owned it, I have yet to see the check engine light come on. You get all the features and buttons. You get cruise control, you get CD player, auxiliary, you get Bluetooth up here. You get a bunch of safety features. You get a center console and a glove box that can hold a small army. You get good fuel economy because of the small 4-cylinder engine. And most importantly, you get a car that you can rely on. This car, I have put 40,000 miles on it in the 2 years I've owned it. Because I go to Boone a lot. Well, I live in Boone, but I come home to Raleigh a lot. And what that means is going up and down that mountain at least twice a month. That's about a 190-mile one-way trip, so we'll just call it 400 miles. Twice a month, 800 miles, up and down the mountain, on the highway. Car loves it. The car will go and go and go, and it will not stop. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't drink fuel. You can make that trip in about a quarter tank of gas. One way. Both ways, it's about half a tank to 3/4 of a tank, which is really good. The best part about having a 4-cylinder is you get great fuel economy. I average around 32, that's including highway. Now in Boone, in the city, in Raleigh, I get mid to low 20s, which isn't great for a small car. But the highway fuel economy is excellent, and that's where I spend most of my time, so it works for me. So, on average, a full tank of gas costs between $20 and $30. But that $20, $30, if I stay in Boone, will last me about a month. I'll let that sink in.
You might be thinking to yourself, man, this car sounds great. It's a good size, it's affordable, it's efficient, it's reliable, it's got a great engine, it's safe, it's got a bunch of features, but what's wrong with it? There's got to be some negatives, right? And I admit there are a couple. First of which is the back seat. The back seat is very small. If you have children or young teenagers, it would be a good size, But if you have anyone over the age of, say, 18, it can get a little cramped. I'm not a tall person. I'm 5'9", 5'10", but I'm big. And it is hard for me to get in and out of that back seat with the seats pushed back to where my seating position is. So my recommendation to you is to have the tall people sit up front, short people sit in the back, and if you have to, scoot the front seats forward just a little bit. And another gripe I have is the trunk. Now the trunk space is a good size. It's a really big trunk for a small car. However, the opening to the trunk is a high lift, and it's also a very small opening. So it's hard to get big, heavy objects in there. Now what you can do is open the rear doors, because they open really wide, and fold down the seats and get stuff in the back that way. But that's a hassle. I'd much prefer to just lift stuff into the trunk.
So, the best thing about this car is it loves to be driven hard. It loves to go fast. It loves the on-ramp onto the highway. That's its favorite place. However, once you get off the highway, it settles down, becomes civilized, becomes efficient again, and turns into just a regular car. What more could you ask for? To summarize, what can you get for $3,000? Smiles, fuel economy, reliability, and fun. As far as I'm concerned, this is the perfect car.
The purpose of this video was not to put my car up for sale. I will never sell this car. I will probably keep this car until the day I die. The purpose of this video was to show you that if you look hard enough, if you look in the right places, you can find a diamond in the rough. And if you do find a diamond in the rough, and it happens to be something that makes you happy and makes them happy, then it truly is the best of both worlds.